Well, here we are again for another update on employment law. Today we want to talk about casual employment and how it morphs. First off, let's just explore. What we do in New Zealand, we celebrate the Labour Day, and it's the celebration of the 8-hour day. Facts are, and I'm sure you all agree, it's nearly gone. So what have we got instead? What we've got is salary employees, part-time employees, and casual employees. The salary employees dominate. There's more of them than anyone else. Part-timers are next, and right behind them are casual employees, and that group is growing. And there's no one in New Zealand that doesn't know what a casual worker is, because it affects so many of us today. The 8-hour day is virtually gone. There's not many people that only work 8 hours. Salary employees have to work all the hours necessary. Part-time workers are known to work less than 8 hours. And then we have the casual employees. And how do we define a casual employee? Well, that's an employee that works only when the employer invites them to work, and at the end of their time of working, they are terminated, and there's no ongoing promise of ongoing work. But what happens? Human nature takes effect. And what happens there? The employer gets them back because they're a good worker. They come back and do another lot. But they are on as a casual employee. That means no promises of ongoing work. This casual group are growing madly. So, well, let's look at the law. How does the law fit with casual employees? It's uncertain. There's no guarantee of ongoing work. Employers love it, particularly small employers, because those are the guys who can't guarantee ongoing work. Their work is more spasmodic than a bigger employers. But you know what? Small employers dominate the workforce here. They actually employ over 50% of New Zealand workforce. So they've got a big say in this, and they are employing casual employees. That's why it's growing so much. So let's go back to it. What is it the law says about it? Well, there's one piece of legislation that dominates all New Zealand employment law, and that's called the Employment Relations Act. It's over 300 pages long, a big piece of legislation. And what does that do? It tells the employees and the employers what they can and can't do. So what does it say about casual employees? Guess what? Nothing. The word casual is nowhere to be found amongst thousands of other words in that piece of law. In fact, it's not even in the Holidays Act. The word casual is nowhere to be seen. Yet, us Kiwis, us people in the workplace, we all know what a casual worker is. But how come the law doesn't? Buried deep inside the Employment Relations Act is a terminology called fixed-term employment contracts. Now, how casual employees fit within that category is that you work one day for 5 hours, that's a fixed term. And at the end of those 5 hours, you've got no guarantee of ongoing work. What a casual employee is a multitude of fixed-term employment agreements. That's how it fits into New Zealand law. Human nature comes into being here. If you're an employer and you've got a good worker, comes in and works for 5 hours one day and you go, wow, was I impressed? You'll want them back the next day, provided you got work, so you do that. You'll get them back again and again and again. So it suits a lot of employees and it suits a lot of employers. So it's working. Now here's the problem. What happens? It morphs. So you might be coming in Wednesdays and Fridays. And then the employer goes, oh, sorry, I've got no work this week. Well, that's where the courts came in. They said, no, because it's been going on for a long period of time, that employee can claim to have the right to expect ongoing work. It's morphed into a full-time employment. So the employer gets sued for unjustified dismissal. Does this make sense to you? Thousands, I would say thousands of workplaces right now, those workers could sue their boss. This is how silly it's become. And do you know why? Because in the Employment Relations Act, there is no mention there of the word casual. It's not in the Holidays Act. Again, folks, is this sensible law?